Hey everybody. So I want to talk about injuries for a little bit here because the injuries are absolutely piling up in the NHL. There are a lot of them, and B, a lot of them to important and very noteworthy players. Um, Up to this point, I haven't done any videos on injuries or as injuries have happened or anything because they've happened quite a bit, and there's no way I'd ever be able to keep up with all the injuries going on. I'd be doing injury videos every day. So, Matthews has been out for a while in Toronto. There's been a number of other, big name players who have missed time because of injury, but I've just been focused on other things and staying away from doing injury videos every day. Well, now I'm going to do an injury video because really a lot of them came out yesterday, but over the last couple of days, there have been a ton of noteworthy injuries in the NHL, and there are some that I don't even have room to list here that either happened a little bit earlier and the guys are still out injured, or are happening and I just couldn't even list them. Some of these I looked up, some of these are just off the top of my head, but the list is just astounding here. Victor Arvidsson in Nashville is out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken thumb. So that's a huge loss for Nashville. Sidney Crosby in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had to play Tampa Bay last night without Crosby. He's out for at least a week with an upper body injury. Cam Fowler broke his face. He has complex facial fractures to his cheekbone, his orbital bone, his jaw. He got hit with a puck. He's out indefinitely. Had to have surgery. Actually is having surgery today on it. PK Subban's day-to-day in Nashville with an upper body injury. He's missed some time. So Nashville's down there. Arguably, definitely one of, if not their best goal scorer in Victor Arvidsson. I mean, it's pretty much a toss-up between Forsberg and Arvidsson. Both of them are 30-goal guys. And they're down one of their top four defensemen in Subban. Washington all of a sudden has a bunch of injuries. Braden Holtby's day-to-day. Evgeny Kuznetsov is day-to-day. Michael Kempny is day-to-day. So 3 big players out in Washington. Andrei Vasilevskiy for Tampa Bay broke his foot in practice, so he's out indefinitely with a fractured left foot. Louis Domingue had to play against Pittsburgh last night, and Domingue is now the starter for the foreseeable future. Eric Howler, nasty injury for Eric Howler in Vegas. He's month to month with a lower body injury. It looked like a knee when it happened. If you haven't seen it, if you're not squeamish, you can look it up and go watch the replay. It was a bad-looking injury for Eric Howler. Not listed, Zdeno Chara got sent back to Boston by the Bruins. He has a lower body injury. He's going to miss some time. That was another one that looked bad when it happened. He could be out for significant time. The way his knee twisted, it looks like that could be an MCL or a meniscus injury for Chara. That did not look good. Boston is now down 3 of their top 4 defensemen. With Chara now out, also Charlie McAvoy's out with a concussion, and Brandon Carlos missed the last few games. So Torrey Krug is the only top 4 defenseman still standing in Boston. John Klingberg has been out for a long period of time, or has been out for a while, and is going to continue to be out for the Dallas Stars. So that's a huge loss for them. James Van Riemsdyk just came back from injury. Jack Campbell's out in L.A., so Jonathan Quick out with a torn meniscus, out for significant time. Campbell steps in, was the backup, becomes the starter. He tears his meniscus. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. So L.A. is currently on their 3rd and 4th goaltenders, Peter Budaj and Cal Peterson. I'm trying to think of if anything else comes to mind off the top of my head, but the injuries are just piling up here. Teams are losing goaltenders, teams are losing star players, and it seems to all be happening in a very short amount of time. A lot of these have just come out in the last couple of days. So for whatever reason, it's just been a bad week for injuries, and we have some big-time players out of the lineup now. These teams are going to have to overcome these injuries and try and win games without some very important players. But I just thought it was worth noting how many big-name players have been injured right now, and how many injuries in total there have been, because it seems like it's just this big rash of injuries right now going on in the NHL. So with that, that's all I've got. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow on social media. Check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support Off the Wall Hockey, the link to our Patreon is also in the description, as well as the link to our merch store. So if you'd like some Off the Wall Hockey merch, got a bunch of new stuff up there. Just opened yesterday. Check that out. The link's in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.